Oh my god, we're here. Video number 4. What I watched, November 2024 edition. Woo! First in line is the 2023 Ukrainian documentary 20 Days in Mariupol. It documents the 20 days journalist and director Martislav Shirnov and colleagues spent in the city of Mariupol at the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Unlike most people in the West, I've been following the Russian invasion incredibly close since it started in February 2022. So I thought I was very familiar with the war and all its associated atrocities. However, this film still managed to shock me. It's incredible that Shirnov and his colleagues were the only outside journalists left in the city when it was under siege by the Russians. And the fact that they were able to keep the cameras rolling and get the footage out to the world during the wider crisis of the war is again incredible. You get an up-close view of how society falls apart and the acute crises that people face as the city's attacked, including dealing with basic necessities. I highly recommend this documentary, but be warned, it is not for the faint of heart. There's a scene that involves a child dying, and that one really seemed to get to me. Seeing the young parents struggle with the death of the child is absolutely gut-wrenching. And so just, you've been warned. This documentary, if this one doesn't make you cry, I don't know what will. 5 out of 5 cabbages. Big old huge cabbages that need to be shoved right up Vladimir Putin's ass. F*** that guy. Next, we have the new movie Heretic, starring Hugh Grant, Sophie Thatcher, and Chloe East. This one was directed and written by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, and was released by A24. So in a nutshell, this movie is about 2 female missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormon Church, and they go on a missionary trip to visit this guy, played by Hugh Grant, that is interested in learning more about the religion. What follows is a dialogue-heavy movie where the girls debate religion with Hugh Grant's character, and it gets more and more uncomfortable as time goes by. This movie captivated me. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and it made the 2-hour runtime just fly by, which is surprising for a movie that's mostly about people talking and lecturing. There are some disturbing moments to this movie, but nothing too scary. The ending of Heretic can be interpreted in multiple different ways, so I won't spoil it here. So definitely check out this movie if you're a fan of thrillers and movies that make you think. A solid 4 out of 5 blueberry cabbage pies. Okay, third in line for November was the infamous 1982 Werner Herzog film Fitzcarraldo, starring Cuckoo Bird, Klaus Kinski, and Claudia Cardinale. I first heard about this movie from a Critical Drinker's video on YouTube about the nightmare around filming it. That in and of itself is a bizarre story. Several actors and crew were injured at one point, and also the extras plotted to kill Kinski because they were so fed up with his erratic behavior and nasty attitude towards everyone on set. For me, though, this movie was kind of a nothing burger. It had some interesting cinematic shots and the acting seemed okay, but something about the audio quality, the character development, and the editing of this really took me out of the movie. It jumped around constantly, and they did a poor job introducing characters, and at times the audio seemed like it was dubbed in after the fact. So overall, this movie was a bit of a mess, and the story around making it is more interesting than the movie itself. 1 out of 5 cabbages, and I won't be watching it again. And last but not least, dear Ghost audience, was the hilarious, objectively hilarious, 2009 movie Gentleman Bronco. It was written and directed by Jared Hess and stars Michael Anganaro, hope I'm saying that right, Jameen Clement, Jennifer Coolidge, and the great Sam Rockwell. The movie is about a dorky homeschool kid named Benjamin that attends a science fiction writing camp hosted by his favorite author, Ronald Chevalier? I can never say it.
What an idiot!
In a writing contest at this camp, Benjamin submits one of his stories called Yeast Lords for review and potential publication. While reviewing the submissions, Chevalier is captivated by Benjamin's story and decides to steal it. He makes some ridiculous changes and publishes it as his own. I don't want to totally spoil this movie, but I'll just say that Benjamin gets his revenge and it's a happy ending. So Gentlemen Broncos came out in 2009, was directed by the same guy that made Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. It bombed in theaters and it has a terrible Rotten Tomatoes score. And yet, I absolutely loved this movie. It was so stupid and ridiculous. I was crying with laughter while watching it. And maybe it's because I'm a giant man baby and I have brain rot from scrolling on TikTok for years. But the night I was watching this movie, I was just crying with laughter. All the cutaways to the sci-fi scenes with Sam Rockwell were hilarious and just so inventive. All the ridiculous characters like Dusty, Jennifer Coolidge's character that like basically is just tacky and ridiculous and screams a lot. It was so stupid and had such good deadpan humor that just for making me laugh that much, I'm gonna rate it a 4 out of 5 on the cabbage scale.
Oh my holy crap.
So that's what I watched for November 2024. Check out these 4 movies for yourself. Have a good laugh, have a depressing cry, form your own opinions, and toodles.
And that way, if we die, future generations will learn from us.